Hello, welcome to the first ever Joshi Bar Podcast episode. My name is Zodi, or Zodiac, whatever you want to call me, and I am joined by...
Hello, I'm Bio.
Hello, I'm Osminator54, also goes by Awesome.
Yeah, well, and like I said, welcome to the first episode. The premise for this is really simple. We're gonna get on every time we really can, whether it be Tuesday, Sunday, whatever, record and talk about what happened in the Joshi world or wrestling world as we see fit. Very simple. Now, if anyone wants to take the floor away, go for it.
Yeah, I just to add on to that, mainly Joshi. We will plan on covering as many promotions as we can, covering and talking about every big event. Like, we probably won't do like many house shows, but yeah, just as much Joshi content as we can. Maybe find ways to introduce people to certain rosters and other things, and just here to have a fun time, talk about wrestling, and hopefully give a wrestling podcast that isn't just grifting and negativity.
Oh no, I'm gonna give some
Oh,
negativity.
yeah, no, it's gonna be all negative.
No, there's gonna be some
all negative.
negativity in this. I'm sorry, but like,
Oh, with some of the topics we have,
I can't hold my tongue.
with some of the topics.
No, we can have negativity, but we're not here just to spread negativity and shit on everything.
That's fair.
Grifting.
Also, that being said, I hate wrestling. I hate this. I hate it.
Yeah, wrestling fans don't deserve wrestling.
Oh, that's a joke. That's a joke. Yeah.
No, that's real. That's real.
No, that's real. That's
Jesus.
real.
Alright, yeah, so that's the fucking simple, real premise of the
Yep.
podcast, really. Just
I think if anything, we'll take a couple house shows and just like
slice them together, yeah, probably.
Yeah, just do a quick summary of like what's happened, anything cool that's happened, fun
any
moments.
story updates.
That being said, if we make a mistake on the podcast, you have free reign to kill us. Like, go on, go for it.
Look.
I'm joking.
If we make any mistake in the podcast, it's Zodi's fault.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
True.
What the fuck?
That's true.
Yeah,
What the hell?
Exactly.
That's true.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, you know what? If we make any mistakes, even if it comes from their mouths, you have free reign to like crucify me on Twitter or something. I don't know. Go for it.
Yeah,
actually,
crucify them and not us.
Yeah. Oh, or actually, go complain about my and my like replies so I can get those sweet interaction points.
Bring it up to me in one of the podcasts.
And after we just said we're not trying to go for pure interaction and grifting.
Yeah.
We're already hypocrites on the first episode. Let's go.
I love it.
Hey. That's just what we do here.
No, it's just
it's
just three.
But in reality, this is just three people who love wrestling enough that just want to talk about it, yap about it, and put it out there in the world, because why not?
Yeah, because our opinions matter. Our opinions matter.
Yep.
Yeah, because people on Twitter don't already hate me enough.
Jesus. Yeah, no. Do we want to start with the first topic? Which is only like two topics.
We discussed our plans for the topic. Why don't we go over the current card for All-Star Grand Queendom, which will probably be outdated the second this goes up. So
probably. Do we want to start from? Do we want to start from bottom to top or top to bottom?
I'd say bottom to top.
Yeah, bottom.
Okay.
Bottom to top.
Goddesses of Stardom Championships: Wingoi versus FWC.
And for those who may not be aware of those teams, Wingori is Saya Ida and Hanan from Stars.
Great team.
And FWC is Koguma and Hazuki, also from Stars. So fun little faction warfare happening, baby.
But that's just
which is interesting considering a match that we'll get to later.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah. Hazuki has been in the company for a long time, very very long time, since like. Old, like what? Tai Queen's Quest.
Been there since the beginning.
Yeah, probably. I would assume so. Yeah.
Like that sounds right to me.
To fact check this.
Yeah. Koguma and Hazuki.
I think it was 2014.
Hazuki had that.
Yeah, she debuted in 2014.
Fair enough. Hazuki had that little kind of like moment back. I think it was like what, late last year, where she looked like she was gonna turn heel. I think she didn't. So a mid
Yeah,
card.
Hazuki's been doing that for a hot minute though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that was
Hazuki's just doing whatever Hazuki wants. At
That's
this
true.
point. I
That's
mean,
true.
Hazuki gonna Hazuki.
See,
that is true.
if you know
Alright.
what, if one of the guys wasn't woke, we would have a champion Hazuki right now with the Japan Strong.
That is true.
Alright,
We
well,
would.
Speaking of this match, what are if I can talk, what are our predictions?
So, I want to. Okay, look, I think it's way too early for Ringgoy to lose the belts. I think it's gonna be a very good match, like top tier match probably. But like, I do not see a world where FWC actually walk out with the belts.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I think Winggoy's taking it.
I could co-sign. I can co-sign that one. I mean, FWC are also still the Oz Academy champions, if I'm not mistaken.
They haven't lost those yet.
Yeah, so I'm thoroughly convinced they won't win here.
Mm-hmm.
But this is definitely, I think, one of those matches that happened to put on Wingori's belt as like one of those like high profile like wins against the team, right?
Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, FWC are 3-time Goddess champions. You know, that's not just some easy thing right there. You just don't pick up a win over a 3-time Goddess champions like lightly. Like you look at that and you go, "Oh my."
That is a difficult challenge to overcome.
Extremely difficult challenge to overcome.
Also, to their credit, they are coming off a big win against Crazy Star. I think that was the last one, right? Last defense, I think, was Crazy Star. Was it?
That sounds right.
Yes, last defense was Crazy Star.
So they are coming off that, and that in itself is not an easy win because Crazy Star, they held the tag titles after beating Utami and Saya. So you know what?
Yeah.
Both teams are really, really big, and it could go either way. But I genuinely think it's gonna be Ringgoy retain. Now,
actually, no, it wasn't Crazy Star.
Oh, was it?
It was Peach Rock.
Oh,
Mayu Iwatani and Momokogo. That was in Okinawa.
Huh.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that match.
I'm gonna get
totally
crucified.
forgot Okinawa happened, right? I mean, we all are.
They're gonna crucify me on Twitter. No.
Man, I can't remember things.
No, but
Look. To also segue into the next match, my brain is chicken.
That is fair, but I want to say one more thing about the tag match real quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction, and I'm gonna say the next challenger for those belts is gonna be Crazy Star, again.
I don't know. Honestly, I think the next challengers will probably end up being. I will say it will probably end up being Micah and Ryan.
Ooh, putting Ryan in the
that could be
in a title match. All right, I can see the vision. Another thing to note is, as far as I'm aware, this tag match has happened one other time for the belts, and that was last year when FWC had the belt. Because that was at the conversion.
Did they retained that, didn't they?
Yep. FWC retained there, and I do. It was the first match on the show, and I remember it going absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Because all of them are just great working together.
No, it's gonna be a phenomenal match. Next match, IWGP Women's Championship. Mayu Iwatani defends against Shuri, and oh my god, I'm terrified.
I think. Go ahead. Yeah.
In what way are you terrified?
I'm terrified in the way of like this match is gonna be so fucking good that it's just gonna be terrifying with all the bumps they're taking.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I'm
I mean,
very sure we get a headbutt from Shuri here. Very sure.
I mean, at this point,
Might as well.
I
Might as well.
might as well. It's not like, you know, it's not like it could get any like
No.
worse.
No, it does
yeah.
not.
I was gonna say Maya has enough CT. It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is
My
it really CT when her brain isn't a brain, but it's actually just a chicken?
That's also a
True.
good point. That's also a great point.
Like, what
So
defines CT? Oh no.
So when it comes to predictions on this match, I think we're once again all going to agree because like
Oh man.
I'm pretty sure at this point like there's no way Shuri doesn't take it.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. I don't. I love Mayu. Like I don't. Well, like that's the thing, right? I want to say for sure Shuri is going to win, but also I said that about Azumi, and that didn't happen.
I knew Izumi wasn't taking it because Mayu has already defended the belt against Shuri last year,
Yeah.
and of course Mayu won. I don't see them going and having Shuri also challenge and lose. Plus, I think this also adds to like whether intentional or not. I think Stardom is and has been banking on the fact that everybody assumes that Mayu is leaving. Whether that is the case or not, I don't know yet.
I'm
I'm
still
at the
not
point where
convinced.
I'm straight. I don't know,
I'm not
and
convinced.
and I know Stardom has been playing into that a lot. So I think now taking the belt off of Mayu also, furthers that, which also is like, oh, Mayu could be leaving at any time. We got to make sure we go and see her
Yeah.
in a way that's going to also boost, their promotion. Because they've been using a lot of, that and promotional stuff, like especially with her when she was going to defend it against Azumi. Like, they really, really played into that. So,
Yeah.
I think it's interesting what they're going to do, but I'm almost certain that Shuri's winning.
I want her to.
Not convinced.
Really?
I'm not
Not
convinced.
convinced Shuri's winning.
I'm not convinced on Shuri winning, right?
Yeah.
Mostly just because like we've been here before, right? Like how many times have we been here and we're like, oh, Mayu would probably drop it here, and she doesn't.
Yeah, that is true. That's very
How many
true.
times have we been here?
Honestly, rarely ever for me. I
He-
don't remember the last time that I was like convinced that Maya was losing.
And if
Let me
anything,
look at her.
I still think they might put that title on Suri. I won't.
See, speaking of sorry, uh, I think that she's a big reason that I think that Shuri is winning because it's going to end up playing into their feud.
Mayu has held that belt for what, almost 2 years now?
708 days.
700.
It'll literally be 2 years once All Star rolls around.
That will be her 11th defense. Well, I guess 10th defense technically.
Okay, so the only other person who made me think that she was going to lose was Momo. So I guess it.
Yeah.
Where I was like, holy shit, they're going to give it to Momo. Um, but yeah, I I didn't think Utami was beating her. Stephanie didn't think. Sherry the first time I didn't think. Mina I definitely didn't think. Suri, I was like, oh, maybe.
But then they made it the
Uh,
they made it the focal point of what happened the first time around those two fought. I think. Yeah.
yeah. Tsukasa Fujimoto, no, like I didn't see
Well,
that
to be
happening
fair,
at
that
all.
match didn't even finish.
Yeah, that was referee's decision there.
Yeah, also it was taking place in Ice Ribbon, and I was like, there's no way.
Tony Storm.
Uh,
I think I was a bit scared Tony Storm would because I know how the promotion really pushes for the wrestlers to win.
I didn't like flinch at all that Maya was losing against Tony Storm.
I did mostly because if I remember at that time, that was after Wembley, correct?
Right after Wembley.
That was right after she lost the other belt.
So I thought they were gonna play with Tony Storm in the sense that like she's just off, like not even uh not even recognizing that she lost over here and just doing everything possible to just win elsewhere, and she was just gonna stay in Japan for like a hot second with the belt.
I mean, potentially, but yeah, I didn't see it on
because like she started that whole like not being timeless anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was after.
That was after. But I thought she was gonna be over there because she's just like the fact that she lost at Wembley just like
doesn't add up.
Why? It's like she didn't even like fully comprehend it because her brain wouldn't let her. Yeah. So she's just gonna go be timeless and act like nothing ever happened.
And then she didn't win, which thank God.
And then she didn't win.
Yeah, so I really think that Shuri is taking it this time.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I mean, a Shuri singles title reign would be very nice to see. But with it being Mayu, Shuri's pretty much just gonna have to go out there and probably just murder Mayu to get that belt away from her. Because like, how many times do we see in matches like Mayu pretty much like almost on the edge of death?
Yeah, that is true.
Every Mayu match.
Every Mayu match ever.
So
every big Mayu match. Let me say that.
Yeah, every big Mayu match ever, she takes like the most insane bumps. Yeah. She does the most insane shit possible, and she still gets up. If anything, Shuri just might need to go out there with a gun. You know?
Jesus. So like, and I think this is gonna be interesting because I feel like Shuri's gonna have to go into this match, and she's gonna have to go in kind of what she did for the 5-star this last year, and she's had to go in like really locked all the way in.
I mean,
and we haven't really seen. I don't think we've really seen. I guess the last time we saw a locked in Shuri was Konami. I guess, but even then, was that really locked in? I think when I think of a locked in Shuri, I think of the match against SOK in the 5-star. I think that's what
I would argue she is locked in.
You her entire red belt reign. Like that's locked in Shuri.
Yeah. So she needs to go into this match actually just locked all the way in and prepared to murder.
I'm thoroughly convinced she is, especially after reading a couple of the interviews she did where she talked about wanting the IWGP belt, like what it meant to her, and like how much losing to Mayu that first time around fucking sucked.
And yeah, sure. And sorry, getting mad at Shuri for going and challenging after the whole point of their match was the right to face Mayu, and then they drew, and then Shuri challenged her. Well, like that really makes me think that Shuri is going to beat Mayu, and then we're going to get, Sorry versus Shuri.
That does feel like
the
first
for the belt.
To be fair on that one, Shuri did pin Mayu.
Yeah,
that's why this match is happening. Shuri
Which is
pinned
true.
Mayu. So like, and when was the last time we saw Mayu pinned?
Izumi, Ashley.
Was it Izumi?
Yeah, it was Izumi. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
the
so,
it was the
like-
5-star. Pretty sure it was the 5-star when she was pinned by a challenger.
Yeah, so like, I love my son Jesus, but like, she pinned Mayu.
That's a demon.
It kind of just happens.
That is a demon.
Like, sorry, maybe just, I don't know, go to Stardom more and just keep getting in matches with Mayu and pin her. I don't know.
Yeah, but I know it's a really weird thing. I definitely think that if Shuri does win, like either way, Shuri's gonna be the first one to challenge. She's gonna be the first one to challenge Shuri, or she's gonna be the next one to challenge Mayu. I feel like that's the thing we're doing here. Now, if she wins, I don't know. I really have no clue about that one.
I'm gonna still hold on to my dream of Tam taking that belt off of her.
We'll get to that one. We'll get
Okay.
to there. Yeah, no, but I think most of us are in. I think me and Bio are in the boat of Sherry's winning, and then you're in the boat of Mayu retaining.
Yeah, I would go with that. I mean, I can't doubt Mayu.
Yeah, that's
I can't doubt big
Fair.
match
I
Mayu.
mean, either way, I'm happy with the winner. I love both.
Well, and next up, a match I'm insanely excited for.
Which just
That's
got
okay,
made
this is
yesterday.
Jeez.
Yeah. But that's okay versus Izumi. I am
The Wando Stardom Championship.
as excited as I am still very disappointed we're not doing Asuka Arena again. But that's besides the point.
Oh man.
Yeah, like this is like we've seen Asuka and versus Izumi many times, and it has never been bad. It's always
They
been
are the
amazing.
eternal foes.
Banger
And
after
That
banger
is-
after banger after banger.
I'm pretty
And
sure the last singles match those two had
Was it the fucking
was all together.
Yeah, I was about to say, wasn't it all together?
Yeah.
It was all together,
That
which
was
ended
like
in a time
5
limit draw.
Like, what was it? 5 minutes?
I don't
10?
think it was 5 minutes.
How long was it?
Definitely longer than 5
I
I
think
remember
minutes.
it being really short. Like, really, really short.
I think it was a 15-minute time on draw.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So,
That's
like,
probably why you thought it was,
let's check. I'm gonna check real quickly.
I got it open already.
I think it probably was 15 minutes. That's what I think it was. It probably was. Oh yeah, 15 minutes. 15-minute time of draw. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Ignore me. I'm not very smart with these kind of things. Yeah, no, but this is gonna be good. This is gonna be probably either.
Oh wait. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
This might be match of the night. Yeah, that goes without saying though.
Yeah. Most likely.
Okay.
And so to go and like actively try to like go off of previous results, you're not gonna get anything. Like they're pretty well even
Very
in
much.
their singles match.
I was about to say, aren't
So-
they like they are fully tied up?
The only saving grace, and I don't even know if this is a saving grace, if you want to call it as like, if you want to call it one's favor, you could probably call it an SOK's favor, since she is.
Oh yeah.
Since she is just technically starting her reign still.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with like her reign length because she's had it for
a little bit now.
3 months now.
Yeah. But,
Yeah,
I mean, in terms of defenses, it still feels kind of early to take it off it. But then again, one of the things that
Honestly-
you could shoot for Azumi is the fact that SOK could be really injured. That's the thing. It's.
Oh, she's not.
She's not.
Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah, no, she's fine.
Then I am assuming it's gonna be a
Just,
stall.
just like how Neo Genesis is fine.
So there are two ways that they can take this.
Do tell.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know if my internet decided to die again because went fully quiet. There are two ways that they can take this, and it really just depends on who they have win. I think SOK is the most likely winner. I think it's a way to kind of also put it really, since it was kind of SOK was the de facto leader and didn't really have wasn't really necessarily stated that she was, but it just kind of implied that. I think this win over Azumi fully submits that, and I don't think Azumi's the one to take it off if that's okay. I think they built too much of that story in with Rina for it not to be her later down the line. So my prediction is on SOK, but I can also see Azumi winning this and putting into the story that Azumi should be the one running it while SOK was out, which I'm really starting to look at this and I think that it's not wasn't a legit injury and is a way to do this Neogenesis story that they are doing with Crazy Star. That while she was gone, everything went wrong, and now that and then while that Azumi's been trying to go and put everybody together, and and then I can also see you're kind of blaming SOK for that, putting more of a split in Neogenesis, or they go the SOK route and SOK comes back, puts herself as the true leader and kind of puts everything in Neogenesis back together.
Yeah.
Which is I think probably the most likely direction that this is going in. So yeah, call it copium, call it whatever, but I think Neogenesis is fine.
You know what else said they were fine and they weren't fine? Bullet Club. Just saying.
Oh, but that's Bullet Club.
That's
Come
true.
on.
Those guys will fucking turn on each other.
Bullet Club.
Those guys would turn on each other for
Bullet
fucking
Club after
Those
everybody
guys would
was.
turn on each other for a grilled cheese sandwich.
I mean, shit, wouldn't you?
Yes.
It's a grilled cheese sandwich, man. That slaps.
Yeah, I think we've gotten too many. We've gotten too many turns and betrayals right now just to go and throw another one in.
I do not.
It doesn't seem likely that
no
Neogenesis is going to have any kind of major split.
I do not need to see another mid card to hate. I'm good, man. I think I'm
Oh
okay.
god, man.
So I actually think SOK will retain here. It'll, like I said, be a really good match, but I think I see SOK winning and retaining. However, I don't see it. I also see her next challenger, and this is gonna mix. I guess it's gonna go into the next match after Awesome fucking says his piece about the white belt match. I think her next challenge is gonna be Carrara, actually.
Ho 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 ho,
I think it's
baby.
I think she's gonna be using that Cinderella win to challenge SOK.
We'll get back to that
Yeah,
one.
we'll get there eventually.
We'll get back to that one.
We'll get there eventually.
No, as much as I would love to see Azumi win here, it's not the right time for her to take the belt off of Kid.
It's really not.
Kid is becoming more of a main eventer.
Yeah.
And this reign is literally just to solidify her, to build that resume to where after the white belt, she is firmly in red belt territory for the rest of her career.
Yeah, and I to kind of go on with what Zodi was saying about it being too early. I think SLK's white belt is still going to be pretty short.
I don't know. I don't
think it should be, personally.
I think because I think they are wanting to move her up to red belt very soon. So I think because especially if like the whole Mayu thing is happening, which again I still really don't know. Like there are times where I'm completely sold that is not happening, and then there are times I'm like, well, maybe.
I think you just
So,
want. I think you just want Mayu to leave and go to the flower fields, man. I don't know.
Hell no, absolutely not.
I think that's what you want.
I mean, if she
I
leaves, that
just
is
want
where she's going.
no,
Oh,
no.
100%. That's where she's
No,
going.
no, 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 no,
She's definitely not freelancing.
no. She can't save that promotion.
No one can. No, not even
No,
Makoto
I
can.
just want her to go around with Suri teaming up and just beating up rookies.
See, here's the like. I think the failure of Marigold is kind of what is making me think that she is going to be showing up.
No,
Because
no.
no, okay, again, I don't want to get into that discourse. I'll be honest.
We'll get to that next episode.
Yeah,
Actually.
but and the other part is if they and this kind of we so is everybody ready to move on to the next one?
I don't think. Austin, are you ready? Do you want to
Um,
continue talking about the white belt?
not much more can be said that has already been said. I mean, this is
Okay.
going to be Izumi's first challenge for the white belt as well.
Oh,
So like,
shit,
I
yeah.
don't remember the last time the
Yeah.
first attempt
That is
at
a
a
great
white belt
point.
won.
I think the only way she would win that match is via Izumi Sushi out of nowhere. That's the only way, and I do
Even
not think
then, I don't
even
think
then,
it
I don't think
would.
it's gonna happen.
I think
No.
it's just another one of those like
Good match, but like get on to the next event kind of thing.
they
But actually, I think it
th-
would be. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Awesome.
they looking at everything as a whole, right?
Mhm.
They needed a white belt match where you could go look at them and say, "We need you to go out there and put on an absolute
Classic.
clinic."
Yeah.
And that's what those two can do.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Given all the circumstances, given what's on the show,
Mhm.
they needed another match like that on top of Mayu versus Shuri. Like
Yep.
from top to bottom, right now this card is looking like one of the is to me a close match of the not match but show of the year.
Yeah, no, that's very fair.
Just from 4 matches alone.
Yeah, no, that's very
Like
fair.
they're like I expect them to fill the show out more with some incredible incredible matches still.
Yeah, awesome.
While also having your fun, multi women tag matches,
Matsumoto.
Give me
Dang.
give me that Fukugen death match, I needed him
Yeah,
alone.
let's go. We love Fukugen Death here.
But yeah. SLK wins. Azumi doesn't win, but you know what? Azumi's gonna win that white belt, probably from whoever wins it from Kid.
She's
So
also, she's also challenging. She's also trying to challenge for the other belt, the New Japan belt.
What
happens?
We're getting to Azumi losses in a row.
Ah, depressing.
you killed the man, but not the idea.
Yeah. So I did want to kind of go and say that if Azumi won, I don't think it'd be Azumi Sushi. I think it'd definitely be Amethyst Storm. Especially considering the potentially I'll just say like it's a real injury, like with the shoulder injury that SLK had.
Yeah.
Like that being like an armbar move, like I think that would be the way to go if that's what they were doing.
I don't see SLK tapping out. Is the thing. I don't see it tapping out. Maybe passing out, but even then, like I think that's a stretch probably.
I mean, yeah, fair. Like I don't think Azumi's winning at all. I was just saying that would be
that's fair. At
least that'd be the way that I would do it, just because there's that pre-existing injury and a submission finisher that targets that area.
I would assume it would be the Amethyst into then after a little bit of wrenching on the arm into a fucking Azumi Sushi.
I will say this. Would anybody be upset if Azumi won?
No, definitely not. I love Azumi. She's good.
Okay. Well, Here,
Well,
yes,
you
but
have your
regional.
arena agenda. I don't, you know.
I think that's the way to go. It's especially since she already beat Hanan for in the Cinderella.
Yeah.
If that part is complete, I think they built up, the future match between the two of them
Mhm.
in the first match.
Yeah.
They built her really trying to go and hit Hana's Tiger Lily, and I think with the way that they were doing that, I think the win comes from her going and actually going and landing the Tiger Lily and beating SLK for the belt. I think that's both the move and the transition that they were going for into that story. So that's the huge reason why I think that Rena's the one beating SLK. So if I definitely want Izumi winning the Wonder Belt, but honestly, I don't think anybody other than Rena should beat SLK right now, unless they actually go and
Do we want to
give me something that makes that has that story going in. And then speaking of SLK moving up into the world belt, I think it's 100% a lot sooner than we think. If one of these next people for the World of Stardom Championship between Saya and Tam is happening, is actually leaving.
Speaking of that, I think it's time we get into the meat and potatoes of this. Korea versus Korea for the World of Stardom Championship. Saya Kamatani defends against Tam Nakano.
I will say my prediction for last because I'm gonna go into detail on that.
Jesus, man. I think we'll probably give our predictions first, and then we'll talk about the story going up to it, because I feel like that would be that's gonna be the funniest part about this podcast, probably. I think with 100% certainty, I genuinely believe this will be Tam's last match. Not for the fact that I just think that the number games are gonna be way too much. It's gonna get inferior. It's gonna be an exact copy of the last match, but the result is not gonna change. I feel like not that night. That's what I think. Also, we can go next.
So I don't think it's gonna be because of the numbers game. Because Tam won the red belt.
That is true.
Via beating the numbers game.
That is true. Yeah.
Against Hate. So
Darn,
I don't think. No, you stop. That was a great day for all of us.
God, that was miserable.
Nope, that was a great day for all
That
of us.
crash out was fucking hilarious.
That crash out was amazing. I got to get a Photoshop picture of Tam in front of the Mission Accomplished banner. We defeated terrorism.
They don't want it back.
And then terrorism won again. Anywho, I don't know what's gonna happen. I really don't. I'm worried about everything when it comes to this match.
Yeah.
I don't want either one of them to leave. I don't want either one of them to retire.
Yeah.
But putting a career versus career and a title on the line just boggles the brain.
Yeah.
In my heart, I want Tam to win. In my heart. The brain says Kamatani wins here.
So.
And either option sucks.
It does. It does.
Because where do we go from here?
You're either losing one of your top baby faces or one of your top heels. For good.
Which if you're losing Kamatani, all right.
Very, very
Kamatani
bad.
to the fields, baby.
No, because I think
it's not career versus career, it's retirement.
It's retirement.
Okay, this is wrestling. When has anybody?
That is true.
When has anybody ever followed
Shawn
that?
Michaels. Shawn
Come
Michaels.
on.
Bastard.
So, You guys both have this match ending with a winner.
If I had to pick a winner, but realistically, this
Just-
could go to the Hatman special of a time limit draw, and then we
No,
all
is
just
there-
go,
is
what
there
the
t-
hell?
Is there a time
No, it's not
limit?
going to go to a Hatman draw. I posted this on Twitter like a week ago.
Oh, I know. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I remember
And-
seeing this.
Yes. So the way I have a very clear vision exactly how it's going to end. I think it fits both of their characters. It screams Taro Okada Stardom writing. It screams Tam storyline. It kind of screams Saya storyline too, where Tam is going to hit this violet screwdriver. She's going to stay seated in front of Saya, but she can't go for the pin. She's crying. She's like, I can't do this. I can't retire Saya. I've basically brought her into this. I can't take her out. And during that time, Saya is able to go recover a bit. Tam's still laying down. I think she hits the Phoenix Strike, and then she goes on the pin, and then lets go at 2, then kind of starts crying with her, and then they both just start crying, and it's all melodrama. And then I think Hate comes in and just goes after them both, and then Daichi, because you know for a fact it's Daichi reffing this match.
He's not gonna give a fuck. He's gonna let it happen.
And then
just gonna
Saya
stand
and
there
Tam
and
start working together, and they're fighting off Hate. I'm gonna cut out the last sentence. I don't think that's happening. But yeah. So
Daichi's
I
just
don't
gonna
think
stand there and yell at Rina.
So you're kind of in the boat of like no contest.
Yeah, I have this as a no contest.
Oh man.
Not a time limit draw, a no
Straight
contest.
up no contest. Yeah.
And I think it kind of ends with the death of the Phoenix Queen and the semi-return of the Golden Phoenix.
See, okay.
Again, I don't know. Like for two things,
So
I don't know where you would go if you have Tam retire, and I think and honestly,
Well-
it's really weird. And this is coming from somebody who really, really, really dislikes Tam. It feels incredibly disrespectful not to give her like a full retirement like road into her. And I can't see her leaving without one. So I don't think Tam like actually goes and leaves and retires. I don't think you can't have Saya retire right now. One, she's holding the fucking Wave World title.
And,
So how does that work?
And the main prize.
Then I know that they said something about the wish has to be for a title, but I can also see them just throwing that away, and I hate that. I don't even want to think that's like a thing. It's just
I don't think they're
horrible.
gonna use. I don't think they're gonna use the wish.
I
to
don't
bring
either.
either one of them back.
One, because they said
like
but I also like if Saya does beat Tam, what else is left for heel Saya? The biggest thing is like I don't see heel Saya. Like I don't see Saya as a heel after Dream Queendom anymore. I think we get that no contest. Tam and Saya kind of cry and become friends again. I don't think Saya's gonna join Cosmic though. That was that's a bit of a stretch. But I think, and then I think we kind of get like a solo Saya back as a baby face.
The band back together.
Yeah,
Jesus.
even then I don't know where else they go, but at least they've kind of put in a different direction.
I guess.
Because there's really nothing else like beating Tam and retiring her is
Well,
one of the things. And the only other thing that I could see it going if Saya wins would be Saya wins and then goes on this whole thing of, oh, I actually regret this, and then she like tries doing things to, and then there's that slow burn of her getting ousted from hate, because she keeps having all these second thoughts about things, and somehow Saya gets Tam's job back, and like at least if they go this route, it's not drawn out.
So here's my standpoint.
Because I don't want this story, this feud to go on anymore.
I don't either. I need it to
This
end. This needs
yeah,
to be the
like
last match,
it
please.
needs to end, and at least if they do this, it's just fucking over, and we don't have to deal with this. We don't have to deal with more of all these will they, won't they's. But I really don't see this being either one of their last matches. I think it just comes that they they cry and hug, and it's all flowers and daisies, because it's another way, because this is Stardom's biggest show of the year.
Yeah.
I know Mercedes teased that she's going to be on there, so it's probably going to, and it's at Yokohama. I think they're kind of banking on Mercedes being there, with it being at Yokohama, because that's sadly what's going to sell it. And I think it ends up ending with they're going to want to send those people home happy. Like ending your biggest pay per view on one of your biggest baby faces retiring and just leaving them with that
But also
is not something I see them doing.
But also, to be
I
fair,
think that'd be a terrible, terrible move.
oh no, I agree. But also, to be fair, right? To be completely fair, Okada is not above doing stuff like that. We've seen it. He sent out, like, the fans got sent home fucking depressed, almost depressed after the whole Queen's Quest disbandment. Remember that? That was a very depressing time. Very, very depressing for me. But like,
But that wasn't their biggest show.
Yeah, I understand that.
And it also
but,
like really kind of went, and that show wasn't going and bringing in new fans who aren't familiar with the product.
Yeah.
It wasn't bringing in. It wasn't. Like I said, it wasn't that big of a show, but it was still, as a pay per view. Well, as a pay per view, it's one that's going to keep people invested and interested to see where the story is going to go from there, because they left it on. Holy shit, hate is now on top.
Yeah.
Saya just joined.
I
Tora is your world champion, and I loved that ending, because it really is like, okay, holy shit, now it's time to lock in, because like, what the fuck are they gonna go from here? And
yeah, but it
fumbled it like no fucking other.
It's also just like, I feel like if they don't, I feel like at this point, if they do not go through with this match with no bullshit whatsoever, they like, and I feel like when they have this match, they need to have a winner kind of thing. I genuinely think that it needs to happen, because if it doesn't happen, what the absolute fuck was the point? We could have just ended this feud at the loser leaves Stardom match entirely. Could have left it right then. Or we could have just fucking skipped that match entirely and gone here and have this be the loser leaves Stardom match. And then they can do the thing you said. But like, for a career versus career match, right? To be put onto a main, like a big show and have it be your main event, it feels really dishonest to not go through with it. Because the stipulation is supposed to be the end all kind of like, this is like the end, like we do not like each other kind of thing. One of us needs to go.
I don't disagree with you, but I also don't think that they're going to go and give it out over.
But like, that's the issue. I think they need to, genuinely. I think that if they do the whole spot of, oh well, actually, we're gonna join up together. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like Saya has really hit her stride as a heel. I feel like she's done some of her best work in her career as a heel. But I also feel like the story of the Famous Queen isn't over yet. And can still go longer because if she retires Tam, that puts the entire rest of the roster on notice. Like, she is not above putting people out of the business if she does not like you. Which can make for some interesting stories, especially people from Cosmic. Kurara, like we said, still has the Cinderella victory. And I don't think she's gonna be using it to reinstate one of them, because I don't think you can really. But it's also like a good like argument for that would be, well, why the fuck didn't she just announce it like at the show? Like that she was gonna use it for a title match. It's really weird. It is a really weird thing. But I think Saya
It's just a
has
bad story,
It
and I
is, it
think
is.
that this is a way to just fucking end it. And
I think Saya does not need a 10 face. I don't think she needs to. I think she has plenty of stuff to really work with as a heel still. Like I said, with Cosmic, if she retires the leader, there's gonna be a lot of them in that group that want to go for her. And then you have Stars. Stars are gonna be the natural baby faces, you know. They're gonna want to take the top prize off her too. There's still a lot for her to do, is my thing. And I feel like turning her back into the Golden Phoenix would just be kind of a waste of a character.
I still feel that this is the way that they're going to go. Just because they're not going to want to end their biggest show on such a negative. Like, especially when it is going to bring in newer audiences that are going to want to keep those people, and to go and be like, oh, so one of your biggest baby faces is just retired now, and you sent us home with, like a heel just going and retiring. Like they're that's not going to keep them, because it's like, oh, well, if that's your biggest draw, then what the fuck's the point of staying? And that's a huge negative to leave them on. And with them going, oh, so this very evil person who brought this very evil person brought, their top baby face to put her career on the line, and they and their thought made them go, and but yet they're still good in her and realize that she couldn't go through with it. Wow, I wonder how that dynamic is going to continue, later on, and that's what's going to keep those new fans. I don't like the story that I put out that I think is going to happen, but I feel like that's what it is. It's like I don't see them ending either of their careers right now. I don't feel like either one of them leading up to this has had a fulfilling send off, that to just go and send them off now would not feel right. And I think it'd be both kind of insulting to both of them to just end, especially on this story. Like, having this story be the last of your career, it's gotta fucking suck.
I feel like we've talked a lot. I feel like Awesome should be allowed to say his piece now because we've kind of just not let him talk at all.
No, it's all right. I wanted everybody to get their piece out. There's a lot to say about
Jesus.
this and the story and everything.
There's a lot to say, and none of it is good.
Yeah, there's that. I don't know if anybody else remembers a couple months ago where Tam did an interview and said that she thinks she has 6 months to a year left in the ring. When she did that interview, the 6 months lines up with All-Star. While I think it would be better for her to have Tam Road, the retirement chapter, as much as I would
it's bad when even I'm agreeing with that.
As much as I would love that, I don't. My brain says it's not happening. Because here's the other problem, right? You already pulled a fast one on your fans. You already pulled a fast one on all your fans with that loser leaves Stardom match. That now you're just like, oh, well, I'm just going to compete still here as a freelancer. And now we're going to have another match. Because.
Why not?
Well, because why not? We're going to have another match.
Yeah.
Like Kamatani did not have to throw this match out there.
She didn't know.
Like, none of this needed to happen.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this is where we are at. Kamatani is better as a heel than she was as a face. She is currently in a prime.
Yeah.
So
In her body of work and with her character. I don't think you could logically say, at least in my eyes, with all the interviews that have happened, all the extra shit that has been happening between her and Tam, that neither one of them are ready to pull the trigger on the other, and they can't do it. If anything, Tam not being able to pull the trigger in the match would cost her.
See, that's what I thought at first. Like when I was kind of picturing like the finish of this match, because I kind of often do, like just like if I'm like actively like thinking about a match, I will think about how I feel like it's going to end. And I saw that first part and I was just like, oh, that's going to cost her. And then I looked back and with their last one, where after like Saya pinned Tam, like she had that whole like, oh shit, and like had a lot of like regret shown and like, you know, she felt really emotional until like Tam started talking about that back and was like, hey, you know, we'll do a whole retirement one instead. How about like, you know, when that was kind of pitched, then she went back and was like, oh, now I'm arrogant and cocky again. I just beat her. I can do this again. And I think that she's not going to be able to follow through with it after that. And like it's why it's one of the things that I really think that's what's going to happen, because it really is just both of them. And like it's like story wise. So like that's just I just don't see the actual conclusive thing that we all think that it should have. But or they're gonna or you know, we get the actual thing and then at some point later they bring it back. I've also gone to the point where I don't buy any of Tam's retirement things anymore, because she's been like continuously doing like retirement fake outs for the last like 4 or 5 years, and I'm just like, okay, I don't believe you anymore.
But again, they've already pulled the wall over the eyes of their crowd once. Not only were the American fans pissed about that loser leaves match, but the Japanese crowd was also pissed.
They can't do it again. That wouldn't.
You cannot pull a finish like that this time. If you pull a finish like that this time, you have lost all credibility with your audience, and that will make people go away.
Yeah, it's
I agree.
gonna
I agree. And
would it be the most?
I put Kaoru Okada as SpongeBob and the want to see me do it again.
Would it be the most Tam Saya fueled emotional thing ever? Yeah, absolutely, it would. It would fit both of them.
It makes sense
But
for them.
And that's the
Like,
thing, and that's why exactly I think they're doing it. Stardom has proved time and time again that they honestly don't really care what the fans think. They're gonna go and do shit. to do shit.
It's a very
And
dangerous
they go
game.
back on it because they're
Very
scared.
dangerous.
It's a very dangerous game because
You
you don't
you
play
can
around your
only
audience
piss
like
you
that.
can only piss off your audience
So many
enough.
times. Yeah.
Right, so
Like so
I
many
think,
times to the point that it's actually becoming detrimental and a negative.
yeah, no, I agree, and like I think that they had this career versus career finish planned out well in advance, and I think the first one, and because since they immediately announced it, they didn't have time to go back on this now, like to go and figure out something else to do. Since they immediately announced, oh, they were going to do a full retirement match at All Star, they didn't have any way of like, oh, we can't change this now, because they have done that like many times where they changed matches and backtracked because they get scared of a result. And I think this, and I think is like we can't, we just have to do it because we can't have them go and actually retire. And give me 2 seconds. I have to do something.
Take your time. I don't know, man. I think I'm just pissed off because this feud shouldn't be happening still. It should not be. I wish they would have saved this for later down the road. Or just not done this kind of story at all because it feels very, very bad. I mean, either way, we're gonna be losing one of the top wrestlers for the company. I feel like
Yes, no matter the outcome, I'm pretty sure everyone's just going to be upset.
Yeah, it's a very
like this is one of the most, no matter who wins, everybody loses match I think I've seen in a while.
Yeah, no, it's very bad.
Like,
because you either have
this is very bad.
You either have Tam Nakano, who is, whether people want to like it or not, being positioned as the next Mayu Iwatani, lose and retire. Bad idea, because, top babyface kind of thing. Or you have your top heel lose, Saya Kamatani, which then is just like, well, what the fuck was the point? What are we doing here? And who's going to take that position at this point? Because Tora can't do it. I like Tora, but she doesn't have what Saya has. Momo doesn't fucking care because Bushiro doesn't like her. God. Or you have the cosmic, you have the route of the both two that can't pull the trigger, so therefore babyface, but also hate will turn on them, will kill them both because fuck you. Or you can have Kurara fucking wish winning the back, which is also like, what was the point of her winning the damn
That's not gonna happen.
I know, but like, I'm just like I'm laying out all the possibilities. You know what I mean?
Like, here's the thing, right? They could go that route where neither one of them can pull the trigger on each other, but like, Kamatani already proved she can pull the trigger.
Oh yeah, no, she does.
She can pull that trigger.
She can pull the trigger, and she has no issue doing it.
She has no issue pulling the trigger. So, no matter what, I don't think you run the route of she actually can't do this. Because if she couldn't, she wouldn't have agreed or put out this match if she did not think she could pull the trigger.
She also won in a fucking turned on Micah if she couldn't pull the trigger like that. That is a big trigger pull there.
Yeah, like, she'll pull the trigger.
She'll pull it. She might have a bit of difficulty doing it, but she'll gonna do it regardless.
She's still gonna pull that trigger.
It's the thing of like, but it's also like people. I think one of the things was like, oh well, Saya can't, like, she can't do it, but like we've seen that, and especially in the first match with the Phoenix Queen, where she literally faked an injury just to get advantage in the match.
Literally faked the injury, pulled the fast one over on him,
and then won.
And pulled the trigger and won the title. I'm sorry, but she can pull the trigger. I think at this point, if you have her now act like she can't really pull the trigger in the moment, I don't know, man. I guess because the stakes are higher than just a title, but like the pure hatred and vitriol that those two have been throwing at each other non-stop.
Yeah.
The relationship's not salvageable. Tam doesn't believe there's any good in her anymore.
Yeah. She
Firmly does
she
not believe
wants
that.
to. They just want to retire
The,
each other.
they want to murder each other.
Yep.
The whole point of this, and if I remember correctly, Kamatani said, or it was Tam, one of them said, like, fine, but I'm gonna drag you down with me.
It was Tam. Tam said that.
Yeah. Like, I agree to this, and I'm dragging you down with me. Like,
That's
at this point, the world title doesn't even matter at this point.
No. But
The
it's
whole
also,
point of this is for both of them to drag each other to the lowest depths of hell possible.
But it's also like, why would Tam like hesitate? She got kicked out of Stardom because of that.
Exactly. Tam would not hesitate.
She
learned what happens when she hesitates.
Yep.
When she hesitates, Kamatani takes advantage.
She can't hesitate. And she hesitates.
She cannot hesitate at any point. The only person that thinks that there's still good in Kamatani and there's still a chance of redemption is Karara.
Yeah.
She's the only one that thinks that.
Yeah.
Everybody else, not at all.
Which I think, I don't, man, I don't want to say this because, like, I also feel like it's, I don't know, but, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Karara is actually, like, a part of the finish somehow.
I 1000% see her as part of the finish. In what capacity? I'm not sure, nor do I really want to think about that, because
I don't think she turns heel. Let's get that right. I do not think she turns heel. She is
no. She is the heir apparent to Tam.
Yep. She is.
I've said this before.
Now,
she's the heir to Tam.
She might cost her an accident. I can see that happening. I don't see it being
that's a possibility.
Unintentional thing.
But that'd be pretty weird for Karara to end up costing Tam, I won't lie. Because the problem is, and they showed this during the tag match they had, where, like, her her confidence
is bad.
And, like,
it's bad.
It got bad, right? Like, she just sat there while Tam got beat up.
Yeah, but
like,
she
if she
changed and was able to.
She also changed, right? Which I'm pretty sure was just made as a, like, big moment to get the crowd pop and everything, and to run that whole, like, oh my god, what is she doing? Is she gonna?
Yeah.
But, like, here though, like, if you have her cost Tam here, even on accident,
it feels very bad. Yeah.
It would just kill. It would just kill in how she's been presented. It's like, that would just shatter her entire confidence.
Yeah.
That would just shatter her completely.
Yeah. It sucks.
Oh god.
I feel like she just is.
That also kind of makes me think that it's where they're going, or a way that they could go, because they put Karara's been such a huge, like, part of this that once this happens, that they're just going to go, okay, this destroyed her confidence, and it explains why she's lower on the card again.
But I don't see them.
But you can't have a Cinderella winner just be thrown back down lower on the card.
Yeah, that.
I mean, they did it with Hanan.
I mean, she's not even really
So-
that low on the
She's
card.
not even that low on the card. She's a current tag team champion.
Yeah.
Now. But how long did it take for her to do anything after winning the Cinderella?
Not that long.
She went after the white belt, lost, and then fell down the card, like, a lot, until...
I don't think so. They after was it when did they win the New Blood titles?
The New Blood titles were...
They did have those
for one, they're the New Blood titles, and
But, I
that
mean,
was...
That's still a championship.
And they were featured heavily.
And they were featured heavily. Like, I don't agree with the take of Hanan got pushed down the card. If anything, she still stayed a little high up.
They had
but like she still had a pretty kick-ass title reign with the New Blood titles, and then finally won the Goddess titles. Like, she's been firmly around a championship,
And she's
while
gotten
also still being featured towards the mid to the top of the card.
she's also gotten some pretty big wins over wrestlers that are higher up
Yeah.
the card, I'm pretty sure.
Like,
She
she had a
doesn't
she had a
really.
really good 5-star.
I don't think she loses that often.
I don't think it's often, but like you can't just kick Carrara down the card at this point.
Yeah, especially when she's
Like,
really fucking popular over there.
she is so popular. And that's not even just to say the fact that she's popular, that they shouldn't do that, but also like she's improved.
Yeah.
She has earned what she has gotten. Like, I know everybody wants to, bitch about the fact that she became the Cinderella because, oh, it's just for the story, blah blah blah, Tam, blah blah blah. No. He earned that.
Hanan had a fucking
He
crazy
earned that.
5-star this year.
Like, Carrara has earned everything she's gotten.
Like, I'll put this in
Does a little rub from someone like Tam or something like that? Did it help her? Yes. Joining Cosmic, who is arguably the most popular faction, help. Yes, absolutely it did. But all it did was just give her the opportunity to be featured.
Yeah.
And the people have gravitated towards her. And everybody that wanted to give her shit for winning the Cinderella tournament can honestly all go fuck off.
She
Like,
deserved it. No,
this was not her fault.
I
This is
think
not her fault we're here.
I know one of
And
my
everybody was just giving her hate because they all assumed that she's just gonna wish one of them back. Like, that's literally it. Everybody was running under an assumption.
That was one of my fears. I don't know if I have that fear anymore. That was one of my big fears about it though, was that she did it to
But
her earned win was gonna be used for a storyline that no one really wants to see continue.
see, that's also why people started giving her a lot of hatred.
Yeah, it's not
and
fair. She doesn't deserve that.
attacks on her, when it's like, y'all, this wasn't her call.
Yeah.
This was the company saying, yeah, you win there, bud.
The way you said it's funny to me.
And, giving her the opportunity to shine even more. But also, looking at the Cinderella run, she had a pretty good tournament.
She did. Yeah.
Like, she earned the wins.
Yeah.
And I think everyone just needs to remember that.
She also beat the last white belt challenger clean.
She did. She beat not only the longest reigning future champion, but also beat the recent challenger for the white belt, who almost won it as well.
Clean.
Clean.
Fail.
She beat her clean.
That to me, that is that is a good telltale sign of they're very high on her.
They are very high on her. And she's just gonna get better here, people.
100%.
Like I saw some people arguing that oh man, it should have been Aza or some other ones really young, and then I'm like, y'all, Carrara did not have a sports background, a judo background, anything like that. She started late. She started when she was 20, 21 maybe. And 3, the other people that they are saying have been wrestling for years, right? And it's easier to pick up things like wrestling when you're young or you have a background in a sport.
Yeah.
Like, she's gonna be fine. Like, is it going to take her a little bit longer to reach the full potential of her? Absolutely, it absolutely will. But that's okay. Wrestling's a journey. That's why you watch. You watch to see where your favorites go from point A at the beginning to point B at the end.
Yeah.
You get invested. You want to see the growth. And when you can say that you watch somebody for their entire career and watch them from the beginning when they weren't that good to then reach their full potential towards the end, that just feels good. And you felt like you were along for the ride.
Yeah.
Like, I mean that turned into a whole rant
It's fair. No, that's very fair.
because
This story is just this entire story is so
the
stupid.
entire thing sucks. All right,
It
everything
does.
it just sucks. All right,
Everything sucks, and I hate it.
everything sucks, and I hate it.
Well,
I hope for the best.
Well,
I hope for the best.
at least it's not my
That's all we
goal.
can do.
At least it's
That
not
being said, I think I
mine.
found the title for this episode. Everything sucks, and we hate it.
Jeez, man. Oh, jeez.
Much like Neogenesis, we are fine.
We are fine. Trust us.
We are
Yoshi.
fine.
Oh,
And I
God.
think I found our sign off as well.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining us at the bar for this lovely session, the first one.
Fucking
Uh,
Alex.
Hey,
Sorry.
Hey, yo.
Sorry.
And,
how dare you?
Yeah.
Join us next time, where I don't know what the fuck we're gonna discuss,
We're gonna
but
crash it out
we're gonna
by goal.
we're gonna
we may crash out. We may argue. We may disagree. But regardless, we are fine.
We are fine.
We are fine.
That-
Everything is fine.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to the first episode, and cheers to many more.
Oh, I need a drink after this. Alright, I'm
Oh yeah, now you want to yell at everybody for being an
Shut
alcoholic.
up! Shut up!
Note,
Okay,
on the
man,
first episode.
whatever.
Noticing.
Yeah, okay, well, see you guys. Bye.
Yep.